Hey, what up, guys? It's Julie VAMPS BLEEKER, and on today's show, we have Jawan Harris, the incredible, the amazing singer and actor. Jawan, how are you today?
Oh, gosh, I am amazing. You know what? I just want to say those words that you used describing me, I appreciate it.
Of course. You are literally incredibly talented. I had to take a pause because I'm like, this guy is just so talented. It's unbelievable.
Oh, gosh.
I do remember seeing you in Pitch Perfect, so I was like, oh my gosh, he grew up. He is not the same kid anymore.
Time is definitely flying. I know. I'm actually surprised myself. You know, I got a little bit of, a little facial hair, so
right.
Yeah, but it's feeling good,
Definitely. So how old are you now, for those of whom that don't know? How old are you?
I'm actually 20 now.
My
birthday is actually coming really soon. Yeah, I'll be 21 in March, and you know, I'm looking forward to that.
I know you're gonna have a huge party for all your fans. Are you gonna have a big party?
Well, I know I was just thinking about something special for my birthday. I'm thinking about dropping my EP that specific day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about having like a release party / birthday, You feel me?
I definitely do. And
yeah.
I think everybody, including myself, is going to be super excited to hear that. So definitely we're going to be watching around that March time for your new EP. So I'm telling you, I've been bumping the single that you just released, Same, for about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, maybe. I want to say that, but I think it's more or less like 2 weeks. But I've definitely been bumping that. You sound amazing on that track. So speaking of your sound, you've transitioned so well where so many child stars weren't able to do the same. How does it feel to join the transitions of ranks like Justin Bieber and Chris Brown? Because they were able to do good.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a blessing, honestly. I'm aware that everybody can't do that, I must say that, for me to be able to, work with Chris and actually build a relationship with him, and, I grew up listening to him, even before I was even signed, so it's a cool thing to do, and, to be compared to Justin Bieber, I used to be upset when people used to compare me to Justin just because, I was like, I'm not. We're two totally different artists.
Right.
It's just like I understand what they mean. We have the same potential, and I'm just like, well, I definitely appreciate those words. So definitely.
And like I said, they were able to transition well. And speaking of transitions, you recently had the opportunity to transition over into a different genre with LECRAE and Kiara Sheard. For anyone growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s in church, you know who the Clark Sheard family is. So if you grew up in church, you know exactly who she's phenomenal. And you had that opportunity to sing with her. And if you haven't been living under a rock, you've heard of LECRAE's music in a commercial, on the radio, or if you've seen him on Good Morning America at some point. How did that legendary collaboration happen?
Goodness gracious, I must agree. That was definitely legendary.
Definitely.
Because I grew up listening to Kiara Sheard, and when I first heard LECRAE's music, I was just stunned. But how did it happen? It was really They started off with them. They were like, we would love for you to come in and just help us create this song. And I'm just like, I would love to be a part of that project. And they actually were trying to have a few other artists get on the song, and they were just like, yo, Juwan's voice is just too pure on here, so we're gonna have to like really just let that flow like that. And I know, we all know God is good, so
he sure is.
Hey,
Definitely. And the thing is, I want to say a testament to your vocals and your ability is the fact that they saw that you have such a pure pure voice. It speaks volumes. You're going to be around for a very long time, and you are a legend in the making. And it's incredible to see that happen. And I've been to a LECRAE concert. Of course, I'm only speaking facts. I've been to a LECRAE concert, probably one of the most crunk concerts I've ever been to, and I've been to a Chris Brown. It's crazy. I tell you, he gets it popping in the concerts, and I to see so many people vibe out the way that they do when they go to his concert, and to see that you work with him. I can't wait to see you in concert and to see you do the same thing. So I know that's going to be amazing. But because
I've definitely,
go ahead.
I've definitely, I know I was laying low for a very long time, and it was really just because my voice changed, and I knew I recorded so many songs before my voice changed. I mean, too many songs, honestly. And it was just crazy because I found myself really like like becoming an introvert because I didn't want to put that music out because my voice changed, and I knew I would have to perform it eventually. And you know, my fans, they would always just be like, "Man, like we want new music." And I'm just like, I can't give this to you. So then I ended up creating, the Insane mixtape. So, I did my best that I could do for them.
No, I think you're doing more than this. Is just the beginning. So, like I said, we waiting, we patiently waiting. I'm in the corner like, when that album gonna drop? When that album, like a little fiend.
Oh yeah.
But because But because you've collaborated with LECRAE and Kiara Sheard, does faith play a role in your daily routine? I'm pretty sure some females want to know what type of husband they're looking forward to marrying one day. So does that play a role in your routine every day?
Faith, I use that every day, honestly. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to have faith in God, and that's just the way I feel that, us as humans, we should really live, because without it, you'll just be living your daily, schedule in an unorganized way, and you won't feel like, you'll just feel so unsure. You know what I mean? So, and I encourage a lot of people and a lot of my listeners and followers, to just always keep the faith, because goodness, you need it. You really need it.
In these times, shoot, we won't get too deep, but we both know what's going on in this world. But has anybody ever reached out to you, as a fan and say, hey, I'm going through this and I'm going through that? Have you ever had that opportunity to encourage them to, keep that faith and to, hang on, just be tight?
Wow, that is a lovely question. It's so crazy because I remember I made a post on Instagram, and I was telling people, in my caption that the things that I was dealing with, and I plan to eventually tell everybody through my music, but I've had so many, DMs still to this point, where they're just like, I'm dealing with suicidal thoughts, and it's just like, it's so overwhelming. It could be overwhelming for me 100% because, it's so many of them. I know I can't save everybody, but I try my best to, look out for everybody, because at the end of the day, like, we all need someone to lean on. And I know I wrote this one song specifically, and it's like, it really like, I was in my feelings, honestly. But it literally goes like this. I think we all know our energies rub off on each other. So why do we tend to create energy with one another?
All right.
Just a reminder, we're original sisters and brothers. I was determined to change from the person I just wasn't. Used to always walk around with a straight face. Wasn't pleasing. In reality, that wasn't even the case. I had a lyric go for the rest of it.
Hey, but that's gonna help somebody.
Yeah, it ended up changing. Like, I ended up realizing that that same melody could literally go right into "We Are the World."
Hey,
yeah, we are the children. You feel me? And I got some ideas for that, but that's a little snippet.
Just a little snippet. We got an exclusive. I think we have the exclusive. We have the exclusive from a song from your new album, so I'm excited about that.
It's your boy.
Exactly. All right. So being that you're based in Atlanta, and I feel like Atlanta has it locked in terms of sound, that gives you a huge advantage. Are we going to hear any future collaborations with people like the Migos, Future, Gucci Mane, or even Lil Yachty?
Hey, you know what? I can't spill the beans yet, but just know that your boy got some features. That's I'm planning to really just shock a lot of people. But
I can't wait.
There's definitely some features.
I think everybody's gonna be super excited. I can't wait to see that go number one. So I'm trust me, I'm going to be stalking your page until you drop that single.
Oh gosh, hey, I appreciate it. Yeah,
definitely. And speaking of, like you said, you have pure talent. I can't stress that enough these days, having that raw, pure talent of vocals. It's very, very rare for somebody in the music industry right now to be able to be a vocalist. And I think that you fall in that category. why use auto-tune if you can sing circles around a tool like that? You don't need it like other people do. Like, you have that ability to be like out singing auto-tune person any other day of the week, on a bad day, on a good day, rain, sunshine, whatever.
That's so funny that you say that, because, you know, whenever I do my studio sessions and my engineer isn't able to be there at that specific moment, and I might hire a new engineer, he'll automatically like turn on the auto-tune, and I'll be like, bro, I'm gonna have to tell you right now, no cockiness, but please, no auto-tune,
right?
Because
seriously,
I rather sing without it, you know.
Definitely. And, you know, today we've been pedaling backwards in terms of progression for minorities. Does that make you feel, we're just switching gears with the questions a little quick, does that make you feel like you've got to work even harder than usual? Because, like I said, you have pure talent, but certain things are sort of going backwards. Do you feel like you have to put in that extra oomph into your work?
I've always been that way, and I'm you know, growing up, my parents were like so like, they were so like, it was, I would really love to say like my mom, she was really like the Joe Jackson, but she did it out of love, right? You know? So she literally like built that into me. I'm such a perfectionist, and I think that's why for the longest, even when my voice came right back, you know, I really like, once I got done with the, you know, with the group, you know, because we're no longer together, but once we ended up, you know, finished out, and I really had so much music to put out, and you know, a lot of my friends that I'll be playing for, they be like, dude, why aren't you putting this out? I'm like, listen, I want to come back so strong, and it's just I'm so picky, and they're like, yo man, you can't be like this, you owe your fans. I'm just like, the junkies, I think they're gonna appreciate it a little later, because the appreciation is gonna be there.
Right. Exactly.
You know.
You know what, I love that you referenced that your mom was like Joe Jackson, and as quiet as it's kept, Joe Jackson and Matthew Knowles have a lot in common. So they produced these two legendary kids that are always going to have groundbreaking work. And, you know, I'm going to say it right now, I love your mom for doing whatever she did back in the day to get it done, because we already know where you're going. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, my mom really, like I said, she really taught me like my vocal control, and she vocal trained me like since I was very young. And my dad, he's really been teaching me like about true emotions. Like, and I have one day I'm gonna post a video on Instagram and just show you guys just like my studio, and it's like everybody that come by, they always like, bro, these are our vibes. It's like just the environment, because you know. But yeah, my dad, he pretty much just like, he's been teaching me about like putting my emotions into my music, because if you don't say it the way you mean it, it's not going to capture anybody. You know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And speaking of capturing, you've got a crazy female fan base that loves you, and you're their world. So would you ever?
I love them too.
Would you ever give a fan a chance at Love with Juwan? That sounds like a show title right there. But do they have a chance?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I love the baby girls. And you know what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Hey, you heard it here first, ladies. You guys do have a shot with Juwan. Light up his DMs today.
You know, please do that. You know what I'm saying? Your boy might send you a picture of your boy abs. No,
hey. They will. You know what's going to end up happening? They're either going to fall out, pass out, or end up pregnant just from looking at the photo. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have a bunch of little Juwans running around here. Just looking at a photo.
You know what? Well, in that case, I'm gonna just keep these under the shirt.
Yes, keep them under the shirt. Do not virtual impregnate anybody. All right, so real quick, this is something I love doing with our guests. 5 fast facts about Juwan that we don't know.
5. Okay.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, I really had to. You caught me. Yeah, no. I really appreciate my fans. Yeah, they've been there for me. I don't really be on social media like that, and it's not to just like, you know, it's not to really just because it's not because of them. It's really, it's just my phase of growth.
Right.
And I think everybody will see that eventually. You know.
Boom. That's number one.
Yeah. Your boy love water.
2. Boom. He loves
I
water.
love water. That's 2. What's another one? Goodness gracious, man. These are some random 5 facts about myself.
Random 5 facts.
Okay. I'm trying to make this quick.
That's all right.
Okay.
There's no time for it.
Yeah. So. Okay. Cool. So, your boy love food. You know, I know they know that, but you boy love food.
What type of food though? So the girls know what to bring to your shows.
Oh. Actually, I'm gonna erase that. Okay.
Boom.
So your boy is like, I'm trying my best to go vegetarian because of What the Health. Yeah. So
you watch What the Health.
Yeah, your boy wanna live a little longer. You see
right.
me?
Right. We on the same kick at this point.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah. I'm really like, I'm such a passionate person when it comes to like just spiritually. I've been.
Oh come on, that's
it's
good.
Like, yeah, and it's like, I mean, I've always been in church, but it's like really like, it's a lot different now. So it's something special, and I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Right.
Yeah. 5. I've actually experienced a really like dark phase in my life. Like I was first explaining earlier, when my voice changed, I really was like to myself, and I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to go through it. I didn't really. Of course, I had my friends there, but they weren't able to really like relate. They weren't able to relate with me because they were in a whole different their own world.
Right.
So of course, I had a bunch of industry friends, but it's just like everybody's always in their own world, handling their own thing. So I kind of went through that little phase in my life, and it really helped me grow. And I will soon like just share my full story, and I would love for you to even do another one of these just dedicated to that,
Absolutely.
And it's just so much more to it. And I was just explaining it to one of my producers yesterday, and we were just talking about that, and he was just like, man, they are gonna love you. I'm like, man, well, I love them now. And he's like, no, I mean, they're gonna love you and your story even more, and it's just gonna grab, pull everyone in even more.
Right.
And I was just like, well, I'm excited to share it.
Right. Can we get a little sneak peek preview of that little bit of a story that you're sharing? Just a little snippet for those that are listening, and they're like, oh my gosh, what is he talking about? Can you tell us now? Just a little snippet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, definitely. When I was younger, my parents, they were very supportive of me, and I really had to pretty much, I was like separated from them because I had to move. Well, I'm originally from Chicago,
right.
So I had to move to Atlanta at 12 years old. I didn't get to really experience public high school because I was always busy, always in the studio. I was always around adults, so I had to kind of grow up a little faster,
right.
But of course your boy was a little immature in the studio, scaring people and whatnot. You feel me? But yeah, that's one of the things, and it plays, and people be really shocked about the fact that I really never experienced public high school, and I regret it. I mean, I can't control it now, I couldn't then either, but. Yeah, that's one of the little pieces of it. That's one of the intros.
Absolutely, and we can't wait to hear the rest of that story. Thank you so much, Jawan, for joining us today for this interview. You have been awesome. Watch out for his EP. You said about around March, around your birthday, about around the big 21. That's when we expect it. We can keep an eye out because he might drop a little Easter egg hunt for us to find that album or something like that.
You know what's crazy too? I'm gonna actually drop some a little before that too.
Ooh.
Maybe a couple of them. Just because y'all deserve it.
Exactly. He's doing a Chris Brown for us, a preview of that album. He's gonna drop a little something, and then that boom, he's gonna hit us with that boom shakalaka.
You know.
Absolutely. I'm Julia VAMPS BLEEKER, and this is Jawan Harris. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate you.
Of course.